Welcome back to the Chad Easty Show, News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Thank you for tuning in today. Joining me on the phones, Deputy Press Secretary with the GOP. It's Mike Joyce. Mike, welcome back to the show. How are you today?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Today's a big day in Washington, D.C. I want to get to some of the 2020 stuff here in just a little bit, but all the listeners have basically been asking, me, and I'll ask you, what do you and what does the RNC expect out of today's hearing involving the Attorney General, Bill Barr?
Stay with me here, Chad, but nothing. We've gone through this how many times now? We've had 2 years and $35 million of a Mueller report and a special counsel. Everything you're hearing about today, watching Democrats right now attacking the Attorney General, calling him partisan, saying that he lied, saying that he did things wrong, all 100% false. They're focusing on Mueller's response to the letter to Congress that the Attorney General originally wrote. They're looking to attack the Attorney General for the fact that it was written very quickly. They're saying that Mueller didn't agree with it. Well, if you read the Washington Post article last night, it explicitly says in there that Mueller said the Attorney General's letter was not inaccurate. It was an accurate description of their findings. However, he asked for him to release the report to the public with some redactions. That's exactly what happened. So everything that you're hearing today and that you'll probably hear tomorrow in front of the House committee, it's all just the Democrats' attempt at continuing to drag this thing out. They want to continue their political vendetta, and they want to drag this out until 2020 in hopes of maybe then defeating President Trump. But I think by then the American people will be completely fed up with this, witch hunt and Russia collusion hopes that doesn't exist.
Mike, I just got done doing about 20 minutes on that Washington Post article because about 12 paragraphs in, if you just look at the headline, if you just look at the headline alone, and by the way, I'm not just going to blame the Post. Everyone else is doing this too. There are numerous publications, Politico, CNN, Fox, or just everybody is doing this the same way, where the headline makes it appear as though Robert Mueller had this big issue with Bill Barr. Robert Mueller's issue was not with Bill Barr. It was with the media, and the media taking out of context what William Barr had I guess, released out there. That's what Mueller was upset about, was the media's reaction to all of this, correct?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Again, Barr's letter was an accurate summary of Mueller's report's conclusions. We don't have to take Mueller's word for it or the Washington Post or any other publication because this report is public. We know exactly what's in the report. And, Robert Mueller might be upset because the summary didn't include the generalized mood of his report. But it's not the job of the Attorney General to include the mood. It's his job to announce the conclusions of the law. That's exactly what he did. And so, yeah, it's completely ridiculous. The fact that they're focusing on Mueller's feelings to it, all of that, like you said in the Washington Post report, was thrown out the window as soon as it said that he found the letter to not be inaccurate. It was an accurate finding. And at the end of the day, Chad, we still have no obstruction and no collusion. There's nothing left to talk about here except for some petty political points that 2020 Democrats are trying to score with these hearings. It's all, it's political theater. That's all it is.
All right. I want to throw a couple of things out there on the 2020 Democrats before I get to Joe Biden. Kirsten Gillibrand has apparently, and I think she's polling at like 1%, so she's got to throw stuff out there. She has thrown out this idea of giving every American citizen $600 to give $600 so that $600 can be sent back to a person running for office. She's calling it, what does she call it? Democracy bucks or something like that. Where do they get these ideas? Why is that a good idea? Or, to me, that's a horrible idea. You're going to give everyone $600 just to throw back at people running for office. Where does that come from?
It's funny that they think $600 is a lot of money now. When we passed tax reform, that kind of money was considered crumbs when we passed tax reform. So, it sounds like crumbs to me. And I think the bigger issue here is the Democrats have been focused with getting money out of politics. They're saying too much money is in politics. Now they're saying let's add billions of dollars more to politics. So it's kind of hypocritical. And I think Kirsten Gillibrand, her biggest issue is that she can't even get on the debate stage with the 20 other Democrats that are going to be standing up there. She has no excitement around her campaign. She's so desperate for campaign donations that she's sending around beer pong advertisements asking for $1 for her campaign. So
she's just in the way of the ranch. I mean,
yeah.
if people could get to the ranch, they'd be happy with her.
Absolutely. And, her issue is I think she's finding out very quickly that a lot of people just aren't excited about her and don't really care for her that much, including New York legislators who are going around endorsing other candidates around the country. So she's got a real issue between now and that first debate. And, she was the darling that first said, we need to abolish ICE. She was the first Democrat to come out and support that. And that was a radical idea at the time. And now you look at every single thing the 2020 Democrats are saying out in states like Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, all over the country right now. She's kind of leading the charge with those absurd comments, but for whatever reason, she's just not seeming to get anywhere in the polls right now. So she's got a real tough road ahead for sure.
Joe Biden is the former vice president. He has jumped ahead in all the polls. He was always going to be at least one of the two front runners in this race. How do you view, and how's the Republican Party view Joe Biden as a potential challenger to President Trump?
The reason he's probably polling so well is because he hasn't had to go on record and say where he stands on all the liberal litmus tests we've had since the beginning of January, talking about things like reparations, the Green New Deal, government-run healthcare. He's starting to come out with his policy proposals, but he's going to find out very quickly that the only route to become the Democrat nominee in this field is to go as far left as possible. And he's come out and said in the past, I'm willing to toot my progressive credentials of 37 years up against anyone else running in this race. And he said it last year as well, too. As far as Joe Biden as a concern to the GOP, I wouldn't consider him a concern whatsoever because he represents the past 8 years of Barack Obama and Joe Biden, and those were 8 failed years. We had stagnant wage growth. Russia was able to do anything they want, whether it was invading Crimea or buzzing our naval fleet all across the globe. You look at them meddling in our Russia was meddling in our elections in 2016. That happened on Joe Biden and Barack Obama's watch. And around 1 a.m. this evening is when the bin Laden raid actually happened. It's the anniversary of it. Joe Biden told President Obama not to go forward with that mission to kill Osama bin Laden. So you look at his foreign policy blunders, you look at everything that happened during the Obama years, the stagnant wage growth of Obamacare, saying if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. I don't think America wants to go backwards to those years. I think they want to go forward with President Trump and all of the results he's delivered over the past 2 years.
Mike, you and I have probably talked about how the Democrat Party is, they've embraced socialism and they've embraced the Democrat socialists. It is the Democrat Socialist Party now. Do you think Bernie can even win that primary?
He's got a tough race ahead for sure, but he seems to still be kind of the litmus test of all litmus tests when it comes to socialism. He was the first one to come out and start projecting these ideas. In 2016, what he described as radical fringe outside the mainstream ideas, Bernie Sanders himself had said those are now the main in the Democrat Party. So, of course, he's going to be promoting his, Democrat socialism. He's still refusing to denounce socialist dictator Maduro, even though they're using armed vehicles to run into crowds in Venezuela. That happened yesterday. He won't call Guaido the actual Venezuela. He's got some real issues, but he's the one that has been leading the charge with Democrat socialism. I think it's just regular socialism. And I think the biggest problem with it is that's their answer to President Trump's economy. They don't know how to respond to it because every economic indicator of our economy right now says that this economy is booming. So they don't really know what to do with it. And, that even goes back to Joe Biden. When he had his announcement in Pennsylvania, their unemployment in Pennsylvania is at the lowest point it's ever been at in recorded history right now. He doesn't have a message to bring to these union workers who are watching their jobs come back, watching their paychecks go up. He's promoting the same old sorry talking points of the Democrat Party for the past 20 years, but it doesn't apply to President Trump's economy because it's booming right now, and they don't know what to do, and that's why I think they're looking at socialism as the answer. Deputy
Press Secretary for the RNC, Mike Joyce, it's always a pleasure to visit with you. Anything else going on that people need to be paying attention to right now?
No, I think if the Attorney General goes in front of the House committee tomorrow, I think we need to be asking ourselves why, when they denounced all forms of hate, they're continuing their hatred against Donald Trump.
Yeah, very nice. Mike Joyce, as always, appreciate your time. We'll visit with you next week.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good one. That's Mike Joyce with the RNC Chad Easty Show, KFYO. We'll wrap it up when we come back.